Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster, and in this video I'm talking about Christmas Day and Christmas festivities. I'm allowing the light to make a sparkle over this magical day, so forgive me if you feel like my lighting is incorrect, it's deliberate. So let's think. Now, I've already created a video for the December energy, so do go and check the link above. It's all about love and connection. And Christmas is a time that brings families together. But we must not forget how it all began. And it all began with the birth of baby Jesus. Now, a birth is a one energy, and when we add together 25 and the 12th of December, we end up with a 10-1. So it's all about the one energy, and the one energy is about birth, new beginnings and fresh starts. So I want to help you create a new beginning and fresh start with your Christmas traditions and some things that we should think about along the way. At the birth of baby Jesus, the wise men came and they offered him gifts for him to be looked after throughout his life. And when we think about Christmas, we come back together as a family. So on this day, Christmas Day, what gifts will you be giving, and what thought have you put into those gifts? Now, when we think about the gifts, and I'm not all about giving gifts, gifts can come in a number of formats. It could be just your presence being there on Christmas Day. I mean, is that not the best gift at all? But making your presence one of joy and not one of remorse. We get a bit melancholy at Christmas. And whilst on my tree there is a ball here, let me see, in loving memory of my brother who has passed, and perhaps I'll add one for my father who has also passed now. But remember them with great memories and kindness. Now back to the gifts. When we think about gifts, have you made your gifts? You know, you could spend your whole year learning new creative crafts and putting something together to give to your loved ones. Also, sometimes gifts are about replacing something. For example, often we see grandparents ask for a new pair of slippers, and yet they keep them boxed up until probably spring before they get them out. It's time to let go of the old, what isn't working, and bring in the new. 25-12 adds to a 1, and this is what we're looking for, the newness. So what new hobbies are your loved ones looking to start? Buy them a gift for their hobby. And what resolutions and practices do they want to bring in? Maybe arrange for something that can set them off in this motion. Christmas is also a time when we are faced with gatherings, but also there are people that want to be alone and there are people that are lonely. They are two different things, and I want to bring it to your attention. Sometimes people like to be alone, find their own space. I mean, come on, we all do. We want to go to the toilet in privacy, don't we? But other times we like to be alone for our own company. And if you're a spiritual being, I can totally resonate with the alone time. But that's different because that's an action that you've taken, that you have decided, you made a decision to be on your own. But loneliness is not that decision. Loneliness is a feeling of abandonment and sadness. It's a feeling of exclusion. And I'm asking you to be considerate for those around you. Family that aren't with you on Christmas Day, that perhaps might like to be with you on Christmas Day, or if that's not possible, could you help them organise something for them to do? I read an article in the paper about an elderly man who's about to spend his 20th Christmas on his own. I feel so sad. If he was my neighbour, I would invite him in. We grew up in a pub as children, and I can remember Christmas dinner. There was often people that joined us for dinner because they were on their own at Christmas and didn't want to be. How can you remember the difference between alone and lonely or loneliness? It's alone begins with an A. It's an action, it's a choice that you've chosen. When we think about lonely, it ends in an E sound. It's an emotionally driven behaviour. Do your best not to be lonely this Christmas and find a way to connect and have a thought for those that aren't with you. Now, the one energy that this 25th of December brings us is all about independence. So stand on your own 2 feet. If you've never driven, you've left home and you've never driven that long back home just to go home for the Christmas holidays, then maybe do it. Perhaps it's your turn to create some part or all of the Christmas meal. Take some responsibility. Join in with the preparations for the Christmas festivities. Be innovative with the festivities. Get creative. Make decorations. Make your gifts. Make practically everything. Your food from scratch, your Christmas crackers, your advent calendars, whatever it is. Just get creative and festive. Go to some craft classes. And on my tree, I remember one year, I should have got these already. My children and I, we went and we painted and decorated our balls. This one's from 2004. And we had so much fun as a family doing this, and there are several of them now around the house. Or go somewhere different just to collect it. To collect the Christmas bauble for your tree. And I'm going to come on to a few more in-depth tips in a moment. So be original. Create your own traditions. Christmas is filled with traditions. And I started a tradition when my children were first born, and that was to buy them each a decoration. And as they grew up, one of our Christmas traditions was for me to take each child on their own, because they did everything together. And this was my time with them to go out and buy their teacher a present, their brother and sister and their dad a present, and also they chose their own Christmas decoration for their tree. You know, even if you did that for 18 years, and mine all have a box of decorations with memories, not just from me now, their grandparents joined in occasionally, and when they've gone overseas, they've found a decoration that they've wanted, and they're in a box ready for when they have their own tree, and all those memories just are on the tree. There's endless memories on my tree, and I just love it. Just makes getting the tree ready never a chore, but a delight as I reminisce and connect with amazing memories. Be self-motivated and determined. Like I say, step up to responsibility. Christmas is also a time of trends. You know, more recent traditions have been the Secret Santa, Elf on the Shelf, and Christmas lights. My children used to love it when we went out and looked at the Christmas lights, and they never saw enough of them. And it is a joy to travel around and see the lights as they go up. My children were older and not really into Elf on the Shelf, but there can be a lot of fun with Elf on the Shelf, and I'm sure at some point, if it's still a tradition, maybe one day I'll be a grandma and Elf on the Shelf will happen. And Secret Santa, it takes all the stress out of buying everybody a gift. Secret Santa, whether it be for work or home, can also work. So create some new concepts and readdress old traditions. So I'm just going to quickly run through a few with you. The Christmas tree. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of the Christmas tree, the pine needles. But when my eldest was tiny, I found him picking up the pine needles and putting them in his mouth. So I stopped having a real tree. And although they've grown up now, this tree that I have behind me is 24 years old and it still looks amazing. So I have stuck with it. And also because I feel now that I've had it so long, it's more environmentally friendly for me to use this tree. But to have the fragrance, I burn a candle with the pine fragrance, and right now I can smell the pine as if it's a real tree. Advent calendars. I stopped buying shop advent calendars. Well, I think I didn't really buy them. Since they were tiny, I crafted my own advent calendars, and they were fun to open because every day there was something different as a tiny sweet treat that they could have after their dinner of an evening, and they could not wait to eat their dinner and get their treat. So make your own advent calendars. Christmas carols, songs, music, concert. Don't you just love it when you hear Silent Night or Away in a Manger or any of those carols? And friends of mine have joined choirs just to do Christmas service. It's just the most beautiful sounds to hear. And then we've got the classic Christmas songs, and gradually new ones appear. And isn't it good that every Christmas when you're opening your presents that you have some kind of Christmas music on? Christmas movies. There is a must see Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. I love this movie, and when I moved to Brighton I discovered that in the oldest cinema that there is in the UK that actually has been operational from its birth, they play It's a Wonderful Life on a big screen, and I love to go there with my friends and just enjoy it, and then have a mulled wine or something and a mince pie to go with it. Other great movies, Miracle on 34th Street, oh, The Elf, you can't beat The Elf, can you? There's endless movies, and it's a wonderful time to watch these movies because, especially the old ones, there's lots of hidden nuggets in there that are wonderful. And every time you hear a bell ring, just know an angel got its wings. Christmas cards. You know, we spend so much time texting and messaging and emailing that we forget the joy of receiving a real letter in the post, not a bill, but something that's wonderful. I like to send my Christmas cards with a nice message to reconnect and share some of the things the family are doing, or just messages to wish them all the best for the festive period and the year ahead. And in this case, it's not just the year ahead, it's a whole new decade ahead. Play games at Christmas. Just get out of the TV and play games. Really connect. I find games bring families together more in the moment, and it brings up lots of interesting conversations. So get those old game boards out and really have fun. In our house, Cluedo is the funniest game because my daughter, and she's an educated, intelligent young lady, but she just has us in stitches as she always seems to give away the clues. So it's just funny, and we like to play it because of that. And dress up. Now, I mean, I've got my Christmas sweater on and it does light up, but I'm not sure you can see this, although the light has changed as the sun has moved round, is dress up, whether it be in a Christmas t-shirt or jumper or your glad rags. Years ago, people got dressed up for Christmas, and I love getting dressed up for Christmas and dressing my children up. Every Christmas Eve, they'd have one gift that they could open, and that was their new pyjamas ready to go to bed. So they were all scrubbed up, fresh and clean for the next morning. And then by their bedroom door, before they left their bedroom to come and open their presents, was their outfit I wanted them to wear for the day. So they were so excited to rip it open and put it on. And that way, my whole family was dressed. PJs and Christmas doesn't work. Make your gifts. I've suggested this. I remember one year when I made all my gifts as a child, and my family just loved it. I had connected with what they really liked. Some took longer than others. And also, this could be the gift they give you for Christmas. They could give you something that you make, that when you make it in return, you can gift it back to them. You had the joy of making it, and they've got the finished article to use in their own home. After Christmas is gone, is such a wonderful thing to do. Send thank you notes. Again, it's just another letter that we can physically receive. Thank you notes of how how you appreciate the gift and how you had a lovely Christmas, and or whatever you want to connect in there. But send thank you notes. Gratitude is an amazing thing. It's a great time to give back. Become a volunteer. I've already mentioned, if you know anybody that's lonely at Christmas and would love to spend some time, then help them out. Help them get to their family, or help them find somewhere where they can go if family's not around. Invite them in if that's something that you like to do, or give them some gifts, a little hamper or a bottle of wine or something. But just remember, those that maybe are less fortunate or can't enjoy the festive period. For example, those that have to work on Christmas Day, make them smile, wear a Christmas hat, wear your Christmas earrings, whatever it is, Christmas jumper, but just raise the vibration. Budget at Christmas. Oh my gosh, we can so overspend at Christmas. I'm saying budget. And maybe take out the cash, and you can only use that cash for your gifts. But do budget and stick with it. This year we've set a budget. Now my children are grown up, they're earning their own money, and it doesn't have to be that I need to buy as many things for them. So we've made a budget now, and let's stick to it and really connect with your family over the year to know what it is that they want. I've already mentioned about baking and cooking. What can you take to the Christmas table if you're not the one doing the Christmas? My mum used to make the Christmas cake and the Christmas pudding. Always found a sixpence in it. That was the one. You wanted the one with the sixpence in it. It's a tradition. You make a wish on it. Just be careful you didn't eat it or swallow it. You can't put the money in today. That sixpence was silver. I'm not too sure what money's made of today. The mince pies, or why buy all the processed food when you can make it yourself? I like to do the pigs in blankets myself. I find it very therapeutic, rolling the bacon around the sausage. So just, what can you do? What can you bring to the table? What can you bake or make for the meal? Another good thing is crackers. I am tired of the rubbish that you get in crackers. I do buy the crackers, then I open them, I put my own motto or empowering, inspirational slip in them, and I put better gifts, honestly, gifts that are worth it, gifts that are usable. So make your own crackers. And when it comes to the Christmas meal, yes, it is a lot to cook and prepare, but go back to the tradition. When the meal was made, originally, it was about making enough food to feed any guests and visitors that turned up at your home, but also so that you could use it in leftover meals throughout the week ahead, so that the period between Christmas and New Year was all about fun, relaxing and entertaining, as opposed to being in that kitchen and making all the food. I hope you've got a lot from this video. The day 25th of December is a one energy. What new things or new outlook can you have with regards to this day? That brings me to the end, and I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I hope it's filled with joy and laughter, fun and connection, and a chance to remember good memories and make many new ones. Remember, it's your life. LYFE. Love yourself first every day. Have the Christmas that you really want this year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my New Year's Eve video. Bye for now.